Today we're making my watermelon and halloumi salad that's perfect for summer. There's honey glazed halloumi, chunks of fresh watermelon, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, torn mint leaves and a homemade Za'atar dressing. This salad's fresh, vibrant, full of flavour and super easy to prepare. It's great on its own but works just as well when served as a side dish to barbecued and grilled meats. Here's how we make it. To start, we're going to make some za'atar. This is a Middle Eastern spice blend and is made of dried herbs, sumac and sesame seeds. So first we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of sesame seeds into a small frying pan, then toast them over a medium heat until they're golden brown. I'm doing this on my barbecue, but you could do this on your stove instead. Once toasted, we're going to transfer the sesame seeds to a bowl and leave them to cool. Then we're going to add in 1.5 teaspoons of dried oregano and 1 teaspoon of sumac. We give this a mix to combine, then we transfer 1 teaspoon of the za'atar to another small bowl, then set it to one side, as we'll be using it for the halloumi. The rest of the za'atar will be used for the salad dressing. So we're going to add in the zest and juice of 1 lime, as well as 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of honey. Then we're going to give the dressing a season with some salt and pepper, then stir to combine. Then it's on to the salad prep. So I've got half a large watermelon, a handful of mint leaves, 100 grams of cherry tomatoes, 1/4 of a cucumber and a 250 gram block of halloumi. To prep the watermelon, we're going to use a sharp knife to remove the rind. To do this, we're going to cut each end off first so the melon has a flat edge to stand on. Then we're going to cut under the white layer of flesh following the curve of the melon. If there's any bits you've missed, you can just go back and trim these off. Next we're going to cut the melon in half down the length and then cut it into 1-inch chunks. Then we're going to place the watermelon into a large mixing bowl. Next we're going to roughly chop up the cucumber. You can do this pretty much however you like, but I like to cut it into quarters and then slice. The cucumber goes into the bowl with the melon as well. We're just going to halve the cherry tomatoes and then add them to the salad. With the mint leaves, we're going to pick them off the stalks, tear them up and then add to the melon. Then we're going to pour in the za'atar dressing and give everything a good mix to coat. We can then pop the salad to one side whilst we cook the halloumi. To do this, we're going to cut the halloumi into thick slices and then pat each slice dry with kitchen paper. Then we're going to set a frying pan over a medium-high heat, add in 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, then leave to get hot for a minute or two. Then we're going to carefully add in the halloumi and cook for 2 to 3 minutes on each side until crisp and golden. Once the halloumi's got a good amount of colour, we're going to drizzle in 1 tablespoon of honey. Then we're going to continue cooking the cheese for another 30 seconds or so, flipping it over a couple of times to glaze both sides. Then we're going to take the teaspoon of za'atar that we reserved earlier and sprinkle it over the halloumi. Then it's time to plate up. Super easy stuff here. We're just going to pile the salad onto a plate, then top with the halloumi. And that's how to make my watermelon, honey glazed halloumi and za'atar salad. The full recipe for this salad and loads more can be found on my blog saltbuttersmoke.com. And if you've liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another recipe.